Hi there, I'm John Faubert. I'm the director of the placement group at Kearney Sandow, and I'm going to talk a little bit about becoming a school leader. Typically, if someone's in a school and wants to take on a leadership role, you can follow two different tracks. There's a student life kind of track, and there's an academic, more curriculum leadership track. And so, you may lean one way or the other just personally. You might really connect with kids and want to work with kids more. So if you follow that track, usually the steps may be grade dean, res life director if you're at a boarding school, and then through the dean of students role. And dean of students can become upper school heads or assistant heads for student life over time. And sometimes you need to have been promoted once in your school into an administrative role before you do the search to find the bigger administrative role at another school. Of course, that can happen all in one school, but usually people move, maybe are promoted once and then move and then they get promoted again. And that's kind of one path. The other path is an academic leader. Let's say you're really into developing courses, you really dive into the minutia of your subject. You may try to become a department chair at your school. And it's usually the department chairs who become the academic deans. Again, either at your school or after being a department chair at one school, you might do a search and become an academic dean somewhere else. And it's frequently the academic deans or the deans of students who become upper school heads. So academic dean can also become an assistant head for academics, which is more a cross-divisional role. So there's the assistant head role, student life and academics, or the upper school head role. And those people, usually assistant heads and division heads, are the ones becoming heads of school. Now, I have not talked much about lower school or middle school, but the path is pretty similar at the middle school level. Middle school department chairs becoming middle school academic deans, becoming middle school heads, or middle school deans becoming middle school heads. Lower school, unfortunately, there's not usually as many administrative roles. There's like a grade level teacher, and then there are lower school heads. And so some people in lower school take the step of lower school admission, or sometimes there's a lower school curriculum coordinator role at a school, and then they kind of go the lower school head path there. The unfortunate truth for lower school people, I find when I talk to them, is that they don't find that there are as many junior level admin roles before the lower school head position. But at the middle school level, there's usually a little bit more variation in terms of the admin team. So all of this is sort of the general paths to become an administrator at school, and some people may, after that assistant head or division head role, want to become a head, and that's typically the people who become heads come from the division head or assistant head role. All the people can do it from the admission role or the development role as well. The thing I haven't mentioned through this conversation is the fact that you usually need to have some graduate level preparation before you take on bigger roles. You may get your first admin role without the graduate degree, but you really need to get the graduate degree at some point. That could be a master's in elementary ed if you're at lower school level. It could be a master's of ed or a master's in content in your subject, master's of arts. It could be an MAT, master's of arts and teaching, which is a bit of a mix between the ed degree and the master's of arts or master's of science degree. So that's a general overview, and we'd be happy to talk to you more if you're doing a job search about other bits of tips, if you will, for going down this path in your career. So thanks.